Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given the upcoming prorogation and state opening of Parliament, I thought it would be helpful to return to the House to provide an update on the progress the Government has made to respond to the humble address of the 4th of February as quickly and thoroughly as possible. As members will know, the Government has published the first tranche of materials on the 11th of March. This first tranche primarily related to the aspects of the motion regarding Peter Mandelson's appointment and his subsequent dismissal as ambassador, in addition to the details of his severance payment provided to him by the Foreign Office. Following the publication of the first tranche of material, we have been working at pace to lay a second tranche before the House. The House will recognise that given the breadth of the motion, that a very significant number of documents have been found to be in scope and that it is taking time to process these accordingly. The Cabinet Office team responsible for the Government's response to the humble address has been working through a large quantity of material, working closely with many officials across Whitehall, particularly in the Foreign Office. The team has been seeking to take an approach to sifting and publishing information which allows it to respond to the will of this House thoroughly but expeditiously, and in line with the approach taken by previous governments in responding to humble addresses. This includes coordinating a number of requests to government departments to identify documents potentially in scope of the humble address, particularly electronic communications and the minutes of meetings between individuals and Peter Mandelson. This is the section of the motion that has had the broadest scope. As members will have seen from the first tranche, the Government cannot publish certain details like the names of junior officials, personal information or legally privileged information. Separately, in line with the process agreed by the Intelligence and Security Committee of Parliament, the Government will not publish information which undermines or threatens our country's national security or international relations. As colleagues will appreciate, both of these processes require detailed consideration. The Government is very grateful to the Intelligence and Security Committee for their constructive engagement in this process, which we recognise has constituted significant additional work on top of their existing responsibilities. As I have set out previously, the Cabinet Office has also been working with the Metropolitan Police to avoid prejudicing a live police investigation. Mr. Speaker, I can confirm that by the end of today, the Cabinet Office will have passed to the Intelligence and Security Committee all of the material it has processed as part of the humble address and judged to be prejudicial to national security or international relations. This has amounted to over 300 individual documents. It includes a number that are relevant to the processes of Peter Mandelson's security vetting too. As I mentioned earlier, I am very grateful to the Intelligence and Security Committee for the important role they continue to play in the humble address process and for the speed with which they are processing these documents. I would like to reassure colleagues that Parliament will receive the second tranche of material as soon as possible following the state opening and the conclusion of the work of the Intelligence and Security Committee, and I will return to the House when we are able to do so. Mr. Speaker, I commend the statement to the House.